refried beans. I usually like to get El Mexicano because they seem to be the cleanest and I have to take out less basura out of them. So this is what I usually use. And I usually don't measure my food. I usually just go whatever I need to make. I have a big family, so today I'm going to use about 3 cups of beans. And I've already took all the garbage that's out, all the splitted beans, all the dark beans, and all the ones that kind of look rotted. I took all of those out. So all I'm going to do now is get my beans, and I'm going to rinse them out with hot water, make sure they're all nice and clean, and then I'm going to get my pot and I'm going to put them to boil. So I'll be right back. So here I am. I just put water in the pot with the beans on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and put this to cook. And let me get my lid. And usually I don't boil anything with the beans, it's just water and beans. All I do is just cover them and I'm gonna cook for about, I don't know, for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just until the beans get soft, so when you squish them, they kind of get like mushy. So let these boil and we'll be back. Okay everybody, so the beans are done. Cooked them for about 2 hours, so here are the beans, and I usually try them and when they squish like that means they're done. So what I do is I take my beans, again they don't have no salt, just the beans and the water. I take my beans and I'm going to transfer them into a pot, or either into another pot or into a container that's big enough to hold all the juice and the beans. So let me just transfer these really quick and I'll be right back. So here are my beans. I transferred them. It's kind of messy, that's why I had to stop the camera. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this pot right here and I'm going to put a little oil in it, and let me just get my oil. So I'm going to turn my stove on. I'm going to put some oil. Just about that much is fine. I'd say, maybe half a cup or so. So I'm going to go ahead and let my oil heat up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the oil looks like it's pretty much hot. I like to use olive oil, both hands. So I went ahead and I heated up my oil. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw, sorry, my this camera is going crazy and she's just like taking the camera everywhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut chile serrano. I'm going to cut it in half and place it in here. Then I'm going to add some chopped up tortillas. You can use any kind of tortillas you want. Put them in the fry. You only need about 3 tortillas. So just let those fry. Put your stove too high, just like maybe medium to high is fine. And just let these fry. And I'm going to let these fry for probably about maybe 3 minutes maybe, and I'll be right back. When you know they're ready is when the tortillas are like chipped, then you know that it's ready. And I'll be right back. Okay everybody, so it looks like the tortillas are about ready. They look like chips. They feel like chips. So go ahead and just take everything out. All out here. It'll take me a while. And excuse my baby in the background. She's having a little Tupperware party over there. to it, take it, and just go ahead and start adding all the beans into the oil. So, and be careful because oil will splatter everywhere. Right back. Okay, so I went ahead and added the beans, and I didn't put, if you notice, I didn't put that much of the juice in here because actually it's the oil and what I season it with what gives it the flavor. So I'm just, this looks a little bit too dry to me, so I'm just going to add probably maybe like, I don't know, maybe 3 cups. Of the juice from the beans. Just maybe like, probably like 2 cups is fine. And then I'm going to go ahead, keep my heat on high, and just go ahead and start mushing them with the mashed potato masher or whatever you want to call it. And this is the time to add however much salt that you want. So, like I said, you go ahead and add your beans, just a little bit of juice because the oil is what you actually want it to flavor everything. So I'm going to get my salt. I'm going to add, like I said, I don't really measure anything, so it's probably however much salt you like in your food is fine. So just go ahead and just start mushing. Once all your beans are mushed, just let it simmer for probably about 5 to 8 minutes. And then your refried beans will be done. So I'm going to go ahead and smush this and let it simmer and taste it to see how it is of salt, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. So I went ahead and I let them simmer for about 5 minutes, and they should be just a little bit watery, just like this, because when you let the beans sit here on the stove for after you shut the heat off, and when you cover them and have them sitting here on the stove, then they will thicken up a little bit more. So you want them just about this consistency. Sorry, this is my first video. So, it's totally fine. So just, we're going to go ahead and just, go ahead and cover this and just, let them sit here for a few minutes and your beans are done.